2, 1. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Just want to thank our pretend sponsors for pretend sponsoring us. Me. And yeah, we are live. Welcome to the Introvision podcast, where we talk about anything and everything through introverted lenses. My name is Volts,
My name's Joey.
and let's get started. So, Joey, how was your week so far?
It's literally Monday.
My bad. How was your time since the last podcast?
Yo, what was that, like 3 months ago?
Maybe like a month.
It's all right. I can't think of anything that actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
My existential crisis went away.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Is that just something that pops up every now and then?
Yeah, something that I'll just, like, look at myself in the mirror, like, just stare at myself
Uh-huh.
and realize, holy shit, I'm alive.
Is it?
As, like, I'm a person.
It's like something that just flares up every now and then. I feel like you have like mental herpes, you know?
I don't know. There's definitely times where I guess it goes back to when I was, like, I wouldn't say technically, but, like, in a mental asylum.
You can't be technically in a mental asylum. It's
Well-
either you are or you're not.
Well, medical hold is, I feel like, a whole different, like, asylum, because every day for 2 months straight, I would look at a white drywall, mind you, so, like, nothing, blank canvas, and just stare at it for 4 hours a day.
Wait. Okay, for our listeners, can you explain what medhold is, and when were you held in medhold?
So medical hold is pretty much when you get injured, and
In basic training.
big government says we can't send you back to training until you're fully healed, or we can't separate you from the military until you're fully healed. So essentially you're in limbo, waiting to get better. And usually it takes like around 3 months. So you're still in like this weird status of you have no freedom. So you're not allowed to do things, and you still get yelled at every day. So the healing environment is not good at all. So my day-to-day was I would wake up, stare at drywall for 4 hours, go to lunch, stare at drywall for another like 2 hours, and then go to my physical therapy appointment for an hour, come back, do the same thing for an hour or two, staring at the wall, and then go shower with like 10 dudes, and then go to bed, and then repeat the process for 2 months straight, every day, except for the weekends, but every day, mind you.
And how long was this?
2 months.
For 2 months, that's all you did?
Yeah. And then after that, you either get out or you go back to you finish your training, which I finished, obviously.
Did you have a prison boyfriend?
Yeah. I mean, I think
kidding,
everyone
I'm
had
kidding.
their one person that you like get by with, you know, because like everyone had something. I knew a guy who counted the Skittles, so like we would get contraband, which is like you're not allowed to have candy at all, so like people would hide it.
Mm-hmm.
It's essentially like what prison does. So they would hide it in their pants, and then they'd bring back candy. So a guy brought back.
Where would they acquire this candy from? Like from family visits or like trips
Family-
to the shop at?
So you get family visits every Friday.
Yeah.
But some families like mine would meet me at church. So I'd go to church so I could see my family. Like
Yeah.
it was just a way to see them, because like it's like you're out from the outside world. You have no phone, no internet, no nothing.
Uh-huh.
So essentially the only way to communicate was just letters.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those letters. Like,
Yeah.
I remember telling my family, hey, don't write to me. I'm a big boy. Like, I don't need them. And then
Week 1 when
week
you're allowed.
1, like, where's my letters?
Yeah.
I'm not loved. Jeez. Yeah, that honestly, man, it's kind of depressing. How long have you ever met anyone who's been in there for longer than 2 months? In fact, what's the longest you think someone has been in medhold in basic training?
When I was there, the longest person was 9 months. And it's kind of a weird status for when you're there for more than, I think it's 5 months.
Uh-huh.
They put you in a weird status where you're still like being yelled at, but it's like they understand because they don't know when you're going to get better. So where they would put him is kind of in a dorm room by yourself because you had privileges. Like you could literally just be by yourself and like do your own thing. Essentially, like you're in college, but
But you're not even an airman yet, are you? You're
no.
like
So
a trainee.
yeah, so you still don't have like I don't think you
Jeez.
have your phone or anything. I think you were able to watch movies, but that's really it.
Jeez Louise.
Because I remember when I would go talk to the people in charge, you would see those people like in the dorm room, like right in front of them. So essentially, they were always supervised, but I think they had a different privilege.
Eh.
So, so they were airmen too there, and they had like complete freedom. They were able to have their phone. They were able to do whatever they wanted, go out.
Uh-huh.
The only caveat was they couldn't leave base, so they still had to wear uniform and be back by curfew. But they were essentially allowed to go anywhere they wanted on base. Because I know they said that they had their phones and their laptops there. So essentially, you're done with training. So technically, you're free. But you know how tech school is. You're still like on curfew.
Imagine like graduating from high school and being treated like a freshman. Like just being held prisoner in high school after graduating, but you got like freshman status.
Yeah.
You think they changed that? Because it seems kind of excessive.
I mean, I think that's why it took so long for people to heal, was because literally
The depression.
that and like the environment. So like I broke my leg, and you would think I would have to like have my leg up all day. No, they would make me walk around and like clean up the area and go down and upstairs daily.
Oof.
So like, and we like you obviously can't have a car or wheelchair, so I'd be walking for miles.
Oh man, yeah, like when they assign you to a location,
Yeah.
you have to walk your ass there. Cripes. Yeah, they have no mercy. Well, they have some mercy.
Like
they have little to no mercy for trainees. They treat trainees like crap.
Yeah, if you ever like, there are exceptions, like if you go to like medical clinic, but if you ever, when you join basic and you see people wearing like wrist armbands or you see people helping, it's usually because they're in med hold because they need to assign them duties. So essentially, like you're not always going to be in your room, but most people volunteer to get out.
It's like prison. Like you can't just. I thought for the longest time when you're in prison, you could just sit in your bum the whole day. Turns out there's stuff like you have to do. Like it's either you work in the cafeteria, the library, maybe the yard or something. So it was basically prison.
Yeah, on like a smaller scale, obviously.
Yeah.
Although like,
And you get a paycheck.
Yeah, you get paid literally like, I guess some people went broke though. It's kind of weird dynamic because like every 2 weeks you get your $800, but then when the weekend rolled around, you were so bored, so you would blow all your money.
Oh, last question about med hold. Say your med hold carried onto the holiday season, meaning Christmas and New Year. Would you be allowed to take leave or something? Or no, your ass is on med hold?
No, you stay there.
Damn!
Yeah, but if you got healed, because my brother was there, not in med hold, but in basic during Christmas.
Yeah.
He was there for an extra week and a half because the MTIs went on vacation. But he did say that they had a lot more freedoms. Like, they could do a lot more, and they went to go see movies.
If anything, it's a free week, and you get paid.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with us. And I'm glad your existential crisis is gone for now.
Yeah, for now.
Till next time.
On the next episode.
On the next episode of Introvision. As you can see, Joey isn't here right now. So like, I'm freaking out, bro. Speaking of prison and breaking out, Joey, do you know Andrew Tate?
I do.
Hashtag free Tate.
I do.
Did you know that he recently got released?
Did
I
you
think
see
maybe a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I saw the video of him where he's like, he looks like he's been through some shit.
He does. I think I don't know which Tate brother it is, but I think one of them has cancer of the lungs.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, but he did look kind of. He didn't look frazzled, more like frayed. He didn't look tired. He came out of prison looking. He looked dangerous, if anything.
Yeah, I've slowly realized
In a good way.
that like everywhere I was looking on YouTube, I was just watching random game videos, like video game videos, and like a random Andrew Tate video would pop up, and I'm like, holy crap, this guy talks to everybody. He does like a shit ton of interviews.
He does. I think it's a strategy
Hmm.
to connect with a larger audience. Because he was talking. Actually, I don't know how he started his social media campaign. I don't remember. Perhaps I think he started off doing like the regular interviews with people because he'd say inflammatory stuff. But then he started moving towards the Twitch people like Aiden Ross, and actually mainly Aiden Ross, and he talked to other few Twitch people. But yeah, that guy's everywhere. I think he was the most searched person on the internet for a while. I think like yeah, for a while he was like the most searched person in Google.
I'm still I think he still is now. Like, I'm sure he's trending because he got out. But
Probably
I think
is.
he's on house arrest though.
He is in house arrest, but at least he's out of prison.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to get out like 2 months ago. Which it's kind of weird because I realized like, holy crap, it's been 2 months. I feel like I just heard about this yesterday.
Yeah, and I heard Romanian jail isn't pretty. Like, I don't think they had a lot of amenities. He said that it was like dark in his room, like just very grungy, just like a grungy environment, not healthy at all. And you had to spend like 2 whole months in there.
You know what I did realize though?
What's up?
I think he definitely just shaves his head just because.
Just because he likes it?
Yeah.
You think he does it to look cooler and wiser?
I feel like it's one of those things where it's, for us, you could easily shave your head and not have to deal with anyone telling you anything. I know so many people who shave their head just because they're like, I don't want to get a haircut.
That is true. So, wait, you think he did it just because he doesn't like haircuts?
Isn't it cheaper?
But he's rich.
Yeah.
I think he does it because...
I feel like, what is it? I always hear that rich people save a buck somewhere. They always like...
Not this guy. Have you watched his YouTube series? He used to come out with YouTube videos, like of his escapades. And I'll tell you what, man, that dude doesn't care about money. What's one funny story I saw? We'll just keep talking, but I remember just binging through all the footage that he published back then. And some of it was wild. Like, he did a lot of shit. Like, stuff I wish I could. If I remember, we'll talk about it.
Do you consider him your role model?
Yes, I would. Which brings us... Yeah. So, Joey, who would you consider a role model? Because right now, Andrew Tate seems to be he positions himself as a role model to lost male youth or males in general out there. So, do you have any role models, fiction and or non-fictional?
I don't think I do. Like, I think Luffy would probably be the best,
Jeez.
like, role model.
Okay.
Maybe.
And why Luffy?
I feel like that role model is like he wants to be free and like enjoy life essentially and like go on adventures.
As
And
a
it makes
pirate.
well, just in general, I'm not talking about him being a pirate, but just like his attitude makes me want to like go adventure and explore more. Because he doesn't care what anyone says, but he also like protects justice.
Justice.
Yeah.
I don't know about justice, but I do agree with you on like his freedom and doing whatever he wants, saying whatever he wants. It's pretty exhilarating to see Luffy do off the what do you call it? Like just do crazy stuff, and everyone's like, "What? Like, how are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that?" And he just like plows through it, like whatever the consequences are, he just plows through it, and that's a pretty good role model. So because Luffy is an honest person, maybe not the smartest, but he's an honest person, and yeah, I'll take that.
I guess like the one thing too is like there's never been anything that he's done either that I can think about where there was never any bad in my eyes that he's done. And I know he's a fictional character, and he's written that way, but I feel like every character you think about, there's always one thing about them like, damn, why did they do that?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything for him. What about you for your role model?
Well, I think I have two. First one is Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four. Do you know Doctor Doom?
Yeah.
Do you know his main story or his main gist?
Where he's
His
is he
situation?
the king or is he of Latveria?
Well, he's pretty much the king of Latveria, yes. And he's like Iron Man and Doctor Strange combined with the God complex.
See, Doctor Doom is really weird because like on one hand he is a villain, but on the other, I've never heard anything bad about him ruling his country.
No, and that's because in Doctor Doom's mind, he doesn't see himself as a villain. He's not inherently trying to be evil. He just has goals and he attains those goals no matter what the cost is. And it's when he pursues those goals without thinking about others, like he's solely focused on goal. You're going to rub some shoulders doing that, especially other people. So to some people, he's a villain. Others, he's a hero. And to him, he's just himself. But his main motivation for a while, I think it was to free his mom from hell. Because that's how he got some of his powers or something. He started off he was born from a gypsy camp in Latveria, I think. And Latveria at that time was ruled by a tyrant. They were hunting down his people, so the mom made a deal with the devil, got some powers, ended up going to hell, and ever since then he dedicated his life to attaining power and trying to break his mom free. And then he realized he liked ruling things, so he's just a boss. And the second one would definitely be Elon Musk, the king of Twitter. Cheers.
I feel like Elon Musk has been going crazy lately on his tweets.
He has been.
I don't understand some of the shit he posts.
Which one?
I guarantee if I go on Twitter right now, you could probably find immediately when it pops up. Because I think the way he set it up is it comes up right.
Uh-huh.
Anything he tweets.
Isn't it cool, though, how he bought Twitter on a whim? Like, he said, fuck it, I'm gonna buy Twitter. And he bought Twitter.
I guess, like, it would be cool. Like, imagine if I bought YouTube. I would probably just, like, post a random picture of me, like, picking my nose a day or something. Like, just something random. Just because I could, and that would probably be the first thing people see.
Like, you're gonna make it mandatory?
Like, you know how ads work?
Yeah.
Instead of an ad, it would just be me picking my nose.
Jeez. You think that's what he's doing right now with Twitter? like forcing his tweets down to everyone's throat?
Essentially.
And their feed?
People like it, and it's pretty funny, the things he posts, but it's like, why?
Because he can, that's why.
And I think I saw, like, Twitter went from, like, $12 billion, worth $12 billion or $12 million, to, like, 4 or something like that.
I think it's... Yeah, I think I saw that. Like, the overall value went down.
But he said it was, like, he doesn't even care because he kind of just bought it just because he kind of wanted to have a free platform.
Mm-hmm. Do you use Twitter a lot?
No, I only use it for, like, updates for figures.
Updates on figures.
Yeah.
Well, do you think he kept his... he stayed true to his goal of keeping it a free platform?
Yeah, I see a lot of crazy shit on Twitter. Stuff that you would probably never find anywhere on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
So, things that I probably can't say. But just know people get beat up.
Uh-oh. Sounds like World Star.
Yeah, literally. And I won't even look for it. It's just kind of like pops up. I feel like whenever I just talk about something, it just pops up.
Speaking of, have you heard of those social media content reviewers? The one that go through all the bad videos, like they watch it. Like they have to watch all the videos that go through to decide that if it's safe in general for people's eyes.
No, I've never heard of that.
So it's a job. I think it started off in Facebook or a social media company. Anyway, think of like these centers where all people do is they sit on a computer whole day and just review content, pictures, posts, and videos. And of course, maybe most of them will be good, but then some of them will be just horrendous stuff. Like maybe a dog getting thrown into a fire pit, or uh, God forbid, grape videos, very brutal corn videos and stuff, and they have to watch it because it's a part of their, because that's literally their job. They have to watch it and decide like what's safe and what's not for people's eyes. And of course, probably some of them slip, and that's how you see them. But imagine doing a job like that, where all you see is just all the darkness that humanity has.
I feel like I'm already desensitized to things, but I feel like I'd just be dead inside.
That's how they said they felt like. I heard there was a video where a dude like ate a puppy, like yeah, like a freshborn puppy. Like, cheese Louise, I wouldn't want that job. No matter
Yeah.
how much they paid me.
It's just like cops who when they have to look through evidence,
Uh huh.
like they have to verify that this is real. So they look through all the like tapes of things, like how if serial killers like
Ooh.
unalive somebody, they have to watch the whole thing to verify that these are evidence.
Yeah, that stuff's dark. But back to our topic on role models. You have any non-fictional role models? Anyone you met in real life who you looked up to?
No.
No?
I mean, it's like there's not a lot of people here right now like that we can actually like look up to.
Well, what about growing up?
No.
No one?
I mean, maybe just my dad, who just like kind of not forced me to join the military, but like seeing what he had and like his stability,
Uh huh.
he was doing all right, and I was like, you know what, I'll join. So
And here you are. Living
7 years, 13 to go.
You'll make it, bud. You'll make it. All right. Next question. All right, Joey. Hypothetically, if you were schizophrenic, how would name two characters you'd want your extra personalities to be like?
Well, define schizophrenic in your eyes.
I just used the word. I meant like like if you had like split personalities, like extra personalities living in your head. Have you ever heard of that? Like, have you seen the movie Split?
Yeah.
It's like the guy has multiple personas inside his mind, and they take over at certain times.
I think one time, and it would just happen once. I think I had like this inner monologue where I was just talking to myself.
Uh huh.
And I don't know if that counts because like I was kind of debating with myself.
Well, this is a hypothetical. Of course, everyone has inner conversations. What I mean is, if you could have like personas that you could tap into, something like that. You know how like there must be like a character in anime. I'm pretty sure there's characters in anime where they have like split personalities,
Yeah.
and like sometimes it benefits them, sometimes it doesn't.
Do I remember all these things? Because like what I mean is,
oh, like are you able to remember?
or is it me and I just change my like personality? Let's say I'm like,
Let's say it's like a cohabitation. It's really a hypothetical. What I mean is, if you could have an extra two personalities, like of archetypes, you're like maybe like the bad boy, or like really smart, focused.
I think I'd want like a really confident personality, and then like just I would say smart.
For this confident personality, can you name Can you name a character that most attributes this?
Hmm.
For example, if it were me, I would like my first personality to be like Archer. Do you know the Archer TV show?
Yeah.
Like that James Bond, like cartoon kind of ripoff. I want one of my personalities to be that, and the second one probably like Doctor Doom esque. Definitely Doctor Doom. But what about you?
I think it would have to be like Robert Downey Jr. or Iron Man.
That's a good one. And would you rather if you have to pick one. Are you gonna take his personality, his charisma, or his smarts?
His charisma, definitely.
Oh yeah. And what would your second persona be?
I think it would have to be Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
I thought you were about to say from the show Dexter, the
Oh,
serial
no.
killer. Like, just having those like inner monologues. The boss today said I didn't do a good job, so I showed him.
I mean, he doesn't kill bad people. He
No,
like sometimes
Whoa.
he does.
Stop defending the serial killer, the fake serial killer. I'm joking. I like Dexter.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's one of those morality things where yes, he does kill, but he also only kills people who kill
It's a weird
or do bad things in general.
Yeah, there's something attractive about that, like the idea of
Maybe because it's like it's humans, because you can watch anime who do the exact same thing and you don't bat an eye when someone dies.
Mm-hmm.
But when he does it in the show, like you're like you see it, and maybe because it's going slow versus an anime, like they'll just kill someone and it's like bleh, they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to the next character, or the arc progresses. But in here, it's like he strings them up, and then just essentially, I don't want to say he tortures them, but he takes his time.
I think he likes to do this ritual thing where he props up all their sins, like he makes them confront it. Yeah, I kind of like Dexter.
Yeah, he definitely has a ritual.
I remember watching the first 3 seasons. I was actually into it. Not saying that I support it in real life. I just think the concept is pretty cool. Like if there was a serial killer, but he had like this sophisticated moral code where he would only go after other killers. I think there's something fascinating about that. Really cool. Jeez Louise. Let's see.
You know what? If anything, like it's kind of weird with these people.
Which
because
people?
like Dexter gets away with these things so much, and eventually he does get caught. But it's kind of weird because I feel like people don't. A lot of people aren't good at reading people.
Oh, I was about to get to that. Like it's funny how he's a full-blown serial killer, but he blends in so well to society. And I think there is only one character who could ever get a read on him, the Dokes, like the some fries, mofo, surprise, all rise, mofo. And it's funny how he had like a dead read, like he didn't know what he did, but he was just getting the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah,
from
he was
him.
like, "Damn, I forget." Oh, Morgan, you're a crazy or you're a cold motherfucker. Or he's like, "You got some weird eyes."
I
He's
think
like,
they killed him like too early. They killed him off too early.
Yeah,
He was such a good character.
Was he though?
He was.
He was. It was just that. I think they just had to put him in there to like keep Dexter on his toes, you know?
Yeah, but it worked so well because whenever Dexter was around normal people, everyone seemed just so. There's no thrill, you know? Like, there's no one who's getting the wrong vibes from him. There's no one, like, picking up on his activities. But then you have this one dude who can just, like, he can, like, feel it in his bones.
In his loins.
In his loins. That this dude pretends to be a dude, but actually kills other dudes. I think it elevated the show for me. And when they killed him off, I feel like all the other supporting characters were just, like, they felt like sheep. It was like, come on, like, no one's catching on to this. But in the topic of reading people, do you feel like you have a good? Do you feel like you can get a good read on people, man?
I think so, but I think I can't read between the lines in relationships.
In your relationships or other people's relationships?
I think in general, like if a relationship is gonna start or like feels like it's going to start. For instance, like flirting, I can never tell. But when I know someone's sad or happy or like those kind of emotions, I'm like usually can tell.
You sound like a robot right now. You're just like an alien who just landed. It's like, yes, I can now recognize these emotions of anger, and
Love
sadness.
activated.
Anger detected, flushed face, rising heart rate.
I mean, you're the same way too, because you ask me sometimes, do you think this girl likes me? She said this.
Uh, put it out there. Yeah, that's true. I do, but that's because I'm not used to it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's hard to read because I'm not used to it either.
And but it's also good to have a second opinion.
Yeah, because like I feel like just in general, guys are like unga bunga.
Oh,
Oh, girl like me.
say what?
me like girl.
Nani? But sometimes it's hard to believe though. Like, say there's a cute girl and she's sending you signals, but I think the scary thing is if you interpret it the wrong way and you go for it and then you get like
Burned.
hard rejected, like burned.
She's like, I just thought of you as a big brother.
It's like, really? Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you felt that way.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put anything out there.
Oof. Has that ever happened to you, man?
From what people have told me, yeah.
Oh, like you misinterpreted a signal.
Oh, like rejected?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever technically been rejected because I never asked. I've never said anything.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you? Have you ever been rejected?
Yes. But only because, well,
Oh, is this college girl?
college girl.
Yeah.
The fuck? No. No, this was back in my other base.
Mm.
And this was purely because, man, I was such a dweeb like a few years back.
You used to?
Huh? I'm getting better.
You still wear glasses.
You wear glasses. You're wearing glasses right now. You're wearing like the old man glasses. I feel like you're about to sell me a lottery ticket. Can I get some smokes too while you're about back? Jeez Louise.
I think at this point I've gone so far deep where like people, when I don't wear them, people think it's weird.
In your eyes, do you feel like you look better with or without glasses?
I think with.
You look better with glasses?
Yeah.
And the glasses you're wearing, are those your ideal glasses?
I think so. I used to like think about wearing these, but never wore them. And then the first time I wore them, it was really weird. I didn't look right. And then like I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna commit. And then people would give me compliments on them, saying they look nice.
On your glasses right now?
Yeah.
Hey.
So I was like, you know what?
I think you got like the aviator glasses.
Yeah. That's probably why.
They look like the Ghostbuster glasses. The one.
It's like the 90s, 80s. Like
Eigelman. What's his name? The nerdy one.
I've never seen Ghostbusters.
What?
No.
Yeah, this guy's really not American.
No.
I'm gonna call. We got him. So you haven't watched Top Gun?
No, I've never
and
seen
you
Top
haven't
Gun.
watched. Well, actually, it's all right. You know, when I first saw Top Gun, or when I didn't see it, I only saw it in basic. But before I saw it, I thought it was about the Air Force. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's about the Navy.
Makes sense. It's kind of weird. I always like see like Navy kind of flies a lot more than we do.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
What do we do then? Do you fly planes, Joey?
Yeah.
I know I don't.
GTA.
I thought you were gonna say something like
Even where we're at now, we're like the only time they fly is to test out the planes.
the Navy.
No, us.
Oh, us.
Yeah. You ever see we do a lot of like trainings where like they just fly up just to come back?
Sorry, which trainings?
So from what I've heard, because I know a guy who works on the flight.
Yeah.
They take off, right, just to make sure that like it's when you have to run a car after it sits for like a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like just testing to see if the planes still fly.
Yeah, and do maintenance. That's literally it. Unless we have like a Christmas drop or something. Like I don't know what we do here sometimes.
I'm joking. I'm pretty sure. Wait, what do we do? We're joking, people. We obviously do a lot of logistics here. We move people and things. That's the Air Force.
Yeah.
We move things and people.
I mean, from what they've told us and like things we've heard is I know we're doing like big things, but for me and you, I wake up and get coffee. Sometimes I feel like I work at like the office.
Yeah. It feels like that.
If we had one more person who spoke English, could definitely just feel like the office. Like I can just imagine me and you, like I walk in with a coffee, and then like you're with the other person by a water jug like this, and you're like,
That's literally us at the water fountain, like every morning.
Yeah.
Like, hey, buddy, let's get a coffee. Like, yeah, I think I want a coffee today.
Yeah, literally.
It would be nice to have more people.
Yeah, it feels. Do you feel like we're getting overrun right now?
Over what?
Overrun. I just thought about it
What, it was work?
when I was writing up my my documents. I realized that we had essentially like 3 Japanese like running our little space, which is cool with me. But like one of them came out of nowhere.
You're asking if I feel overrun
Yeah.
by the local populace?
No, not like that. They don't even work there. But like randomly, they just
I'll show up.
one day the other one just came up. She was working at ortho. She just came up and she just started working there. She's like, I'm here today.
Well, that's because they Whoa, hold up, man. They float them to us on purpose.
No, I know why it's because he's on vacation right now.
Yeah.
But like, she just came out of nowhere.
Oh, I mean,
It's nice because like they're taking our workload, but it's just.
Do you feel?
It's not the dynamic I want.
God damn it, dude. Do you want more people or what?
Yeah, I want the
not?
endotech.
The endotech. I gotta think hard about that. And you made me lose track of my thoughts. What were we talking about? Like reading people?
Yeah.
Has there ever been one time where you thought you had a read on someone and it turns out you were wrong?
No.
No?
I think I always have low expectations for people because then it like if they're every time I meet someone I'm like they're an asshole. That way if they are an asshole that's good. But if they're not and like I have fun like oh I was proven wrong.
Yeah, I think I just learned that now. Like it's better to have like low expectations. At this point, man, anyone you never know what anyone's capable of these days. You never know. So it's better to keep your expectations low.
Yeah.
Such is the life of an introvert.
Yeah.
Cry. And so I was gonna ask you something. I don't know how to float it to this topic, bro. But I feel like I brought this topic on too late. Japanese toilets. What's the deal?
What's all the hubbub?
What's all the hubbub about these Japanese toilets? I just watched, as you know, I just watched an episode of South Park recently about these Japanese toilets. And I tried the thingy he told me to try out. Bro, that shit's amazing.
Oh, did you actually try it?
Yeah, I did.
This needs to be a separate topic.
I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I think I ordered it wrong. We were supposed to talk about this earlier, but I forgot to bring it up. We're talking today about Japanese toilets. Joey, what are Japanese toilets?
Well, you mean bidets. The bidet.
Well, it's an all-in-one. It's not just a bidet.
So essentially, Japanese toilets have like many functions. The predominant function people use is the bidet. So essentially, the water shoots up into your butthole.
Yes.
And just cleans yourself. Also plays music and heats up.
Well, it doesn't play music yet.
Oh, it does play music.
What?
Yeah, they play music.
My toilet doesn't play music.
It probably does. A lot of them have sounds to play music.
What if they...
It's for privacy.
What if, like... Oh, man. You know what I wish? I wish, like, toilets had noise canceling in general. Ever had to go to, like, a public shitter and you're just gassy and you're afraid to let it all out because there's people outside and you know they can hear you? It's funny, the toilet near our workplace is positioned right next to the break room.
I always, like, take a huge one right there. That way the next person can smell it.
I'm afraid of going in there during lunchtime because the people in the next room who are eating can definitely hear it. Just imagine, like, digging into your fine bento box and just hearing all the orchestras, all the trumpets playing on the next room. Hot cheese. But, yeah, back to the Japanese toilets. No, mine doesn't have sound effects, sadly. I'll probably install that along with ambient lights. But, bro, that shit was amazing. It took me a while to figure out, like, that there were 2 settings.
Yeah, it's like hard and like soft or something.
Yeah, so you could adjust the pressure. There's literally, I haven't I didn't like look, but I think there's like a water gun that comes out because I hear a motor going.
Yeah, it does.
When I press it, it goes like zzz, and there's like this little motor arm that goes out and just aims at your butthole. And then it turns out you could also change the settings to where you change the pressure of the water that hits your bum bum. I was like, whoa,
Sugoi.
Sugoi. At first it was weird. Like, did you feel weirded out at first, like when you tried it?
I think it's not normal.
Right? Like imagine like a spout like someone hosing down your bum bum. Like right in the bum. Like it was weird. But after I think I had to like go 3 times in a row because I drank so much coffee that morning.
Was this like your coming to Jesus moment?
Pretty much.
It was like that. Oh.
I didn't just come to Jesus. I came to everything. In that moment, I was like, oh. I was having a Randy moment. Like, oh, oh,
Oh.
oh. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a different experience, and you know what? I wish they would make Japanese toilets a mainstream. I wish they would make it a standard across the world, just mainstream it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why the rest of the world hasn't adopted this. Like, this is pure genius. Did you know that they also had heated seats for the winter? That shit's awesome.
Yeah.
What else do they have? Heated seats, the bidet.
I just feel like we're kind of scared to like get outside of our box sometimes. 'Cause I feel like the stuff they do here isn't really even revolutionary. They just have wacky ideas and they just kind of implement them and they don't look back. Versus in the States, we're kind of like scared to try out a new thing.
But I feel like, hold up. It's kind of weird though because I know Japan like thinks of like really cool ideas that sometimes doesn't fly in the mainstream. But we're also talking about the same country that refuses to move out of faxing people. Like, we still have fax machines here in Japan.
And cash.
Well, I mean, cash is alright. I mean, they have like automated cash registers too, but faxing? Like, they refuse to phase out of faxing.
I don't know. I was watching some guy walk around and he was talking to foreigners and like what they think about the country. A lot of them say that it looks like they're progressing, but a lot of it is like backwards.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is backwards.
Great country though.
Yeah.
That's why it extended. And the last one for tonight. Speaking of mainstream, is there like an anime or piece of media that you feel is severely underrated and you wish more people watched it so you could have someone to talk about it with?
Romance.
What?
Romance anime.
Romance anime?
Yeah.
Can you name one in particular?
Clanad.
I feel like I've heard that one.
So essentially, guy who doesn't really have friends, kind of like going through life,
Okay.
has his existential crisis.
Sounds a lot like you.
And then he meets a girl and falls in love with her essentially. But then every year, I think it's during Christmas, every year she gets deathly ill. So she can't graduate.
Uh-huh.
So, because she misses her school a lot. And then gets held back. So happens every year for like 2 years, 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then falls in love with her and marries her, and then they have a kid.
Oh, so it's a happy anime.
Yeah. There's 2 endings. So
Oh, two.
The first, I don't know, I don't remember which one's the true ending, but the first one is he has a family with his daughter, and
Okay, that's a good ending.
I don't remember. It was like 10 years ago when I watched this.
Yes.
But anyways, the second one is the mom dies,
Mm-hmm.
so he becomes an alcoholic like his dad. So then his daughter lives with someone else,
Uh-huh.
and then they reunite, and then he's like tries to be a dad again, or be a dad that he never was,
Mm-hmm.
and then his daughter gets the same illness as his mom, or as the mom,
Oh boy.
and then she dies too.
sounds really horrible.
Yeah.
Um, so tell me, are there any? This is an anime, so is there anything extra to this, like magic
No.
or science fiction or tentacles?
No.
Okay. Oh, so it's just like a plain like
Slice of
story,
life. Yeah.
slice of life. Yeah, they really took the slice out of my emotions in that one.
Yeah. No quirks or nothing.
So
Like
how are there two endings? Is it just like a what if, like, which is the real ending?
I don't know.
You don't
I'd
know.
have to look, but I'm pretty sure it's the one where everyone dies.
Everyone dies.
Well,
Oh, or his family.
yeah.
Ooh. And you want to share this with other people? The grief?
No, the
Yeah,
romance.
I'm joking. The romance.
Yeah.
The love.
The
The what's love in Spanish?
I think it's amor.
Is amor like a person? Like me, amor,
Yeah, my love.
my love. But can you say like the love, like the amor? We'll get back in that.
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say I don't. I think you just say mi amor. It's like
Okay.
my love.
You have to share the love. Well, if I was to share an underrated piece of media, do you know the Venture Brothers?
Every time I watch it, I fall asleep.
You're trash. I wish. It saddens me to hear you say that because I wish more people watch the Venture Brothers. Like, I think I went on a binge last weekend, just like watching through all the episodes. Just curious, what did you find boring about it? Was it just like slow paced or just,
just-
not your?
I think it was more like it just seemed like the same thing every time. He's like, he kind of gets angry, and then they go beat up some guys, and then they're done.
It's so much more than that, though. Like, it's not like a beat 'em up villain of the week thing. Yeah, I don't even know how to describe
A
it.
lot of Adult Swim's cartoons back then just felt so boring to me. Just like, what is it? I forgot what the show was called. Oh, Hunger.
Oh, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Okay, I'll admit I didn't really watch that.
And then the one where it was literally like a talk show at night with Birdman, I think.
Oh, Harvey Birdman.
Yeah, Harvey
No,
Birdman.
no. That wasn't Harvey Birdman. That's the lure show. I think it was Space Ghost.
Oh yeah, Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then what is it? Death?
Death Note.
No, Death.
Death Perception.
No, it was like the guys who are metal.
Oh, Death Clock.
Yeah, Death Clock.
Okay, some of those shows are like really weird, but the Venture Brothers, I think, is a nice medium between the Adult Swim raunchiness and
Because like Naruto used to play in Adult Swim, and like I think at the beginning I kind of found it boring because there were some times when I'd tune in and it'd be like kind of just Naruto just standing there and like the song would play and then Kakashi would look over and he'd protect Naruto and then I forgot his Zabuza. Is it Zabuza? Yeah, I think Zabuza would try to attack Kakashi and they have a whole monologue and then the show would end. Like, fuck, man.
You found it boring?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing as Dragon Ball Z, where it's like he
Dragon
spends
Ball
3
Z
episodes powering up.
Dragon Ball Z was so boring back in the day.
Okay, it wasn't that boring.
It was. You just said it. He literally looks at Frieza and just yells throughout the whole thing. I love Dragon Ball Z, but
for some reason, I was so into it.
Yeah.
Like I forgave it.
I think because like when it came out, it was kind of like we had DVDs and I could just tune in and like watch the next episode. Or we had other options. Like now, like I can't figure anything to watch.
Like now? Well, I got this great cartoon for you. It's called The Venture Brothers.
Fuck no.
Yo, just hear me out. So, it's supposed to be this spoof of, Johnny Quest?
Yeah.
It's like this, so it's like Johnny Quest, but they put a twist on it where actually, no, I don't even know how to describe the story. It's like a comedy, but the jokes are very layered. Like, the jokes are, like, really layered, and if you pay attention to the details that goes on, there's a lot of payoffs. Like, it could be in the same episode, or, like, it pays off in, like, the next season or something. And the characters are pretty grounded, fleshed out. Also, I don't know, maybe it's also a bit of a bias thing, because I remember when I was living with my uncle in New York, There was just like a time when I think I would come back from work and I'd be the only one in the basement, and I'd like Venture Brothers would pop up. You ever get like this feeling of nostalgia when like it's late at night, you're the only one awake in the house, and then like so Adult Swim is playing, and it's just like this nice, it's like this weird feeling of nostalgia or something. I don't know how to describe it.
I no, because like I know exactly what you're talking about, but I remember the Sarah McLachlan videos.
The
If you
Sarah
know
McLachlan,
McLachlan,
I don't know. I think I know who she is, but I don't know who she is.
I think it would go kind of like, if you know a dog in trouble or needs help, please consider adopting.
Oh my god!
One dog every day
In the
gets put down. Yeah, in the arms of an angel.
Yeah, I remember those commercials.
Yeah, that's kind of like the nostalgia I remember.
Yeah. Oh, but I think that's what Venture Brothers was for me. It's like I don't know how, but it kind of captured this feeling of kinship with this cartoon where it's just like late at night, I'm the only one awake, everyone's asleep, I'm tired, but it's like I'm kind of immersed in their world or something. So it was a nice.
I think when I used to have like that attention span, but nowadays I can't. It's hard to get focused because like I feel like our lives are so fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, I'll watch a movie. If I'm watching a movie by myself, like it's game over. I'm screwed because I think I have like the power to like fast forward it. So like,
sorry, if you were watching a movie by yourself.
if I'm watching a movie by myself, I have a really bad habit of putting it on, right?
Uh-huh.
And let's say the new Batman movie came out, right?
Yeah.
And like I waited.
Don't tell me you fast forwarded.
I fast forwarded all the way to the good parts.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So that's a really bad habit. That's why like sometimes I'll watch movies with someone.
Uh-huh.
For instance, when we're at work, I could probably watch a movie in like 10 minutes.
You didn't watch it in 10 minutes. You like watched probably like 1 minute of the intro and fast forwarded to the last 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? it's like opening a book and then
Yeah, I've done that before. For instance, like when I read manga that I've already read, right, and I want to reread it, I'll just look at the pictures. So I'm like, that was a good book.
Did you flip it so fast that it basically animated itself?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, wow.
oh, man, I don't have to wait like for next week. I can just watch it.
Exactly.
This guy. Well, anyway, I think it's a good time to wrap up.
Yep.
All right, guys. This was the 4th official episode and 8th total recording of the Introvision podcast. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a good time. But yeah, I'm Volt,
Joey.
and stay improvised. Peace out. Really got to come up with an outro.
I was thinking I'd just make one, and then you have some people like kind of just roll it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was watching a video and they kind of just end it abruptly, but then it transitions to like them in this. It's the same thing every time. It's like, hey, could you just unsubscribe or not subscribe? Do better.
Oh yeah. Maybe we can do it now.
Because that's what no, because you gotta think about it.
Oh no, we can do it now.
Oh,
Hey, you. Are you clicking away without subscribing? Hit that subscribe button over here and help us